Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're doing something pretty specific. We're really trying to crack the code on export customs declarations in Turkey.
Yeah, it's a big topic.
Right.
Yeah.
And customs law, well, it's known for being full of jargon. So our mission here is to pull out the practical stuff, the who, what, why, of actually doing an export declaration.
It's definitely crucial. And, what our sources really highlight is this gap, this difference between what the law technically says you can do and, well, what the practical risks pretty much force companies into doing.
Okay.
So the first step, the really fundamental question is, who even has the legal right to submit that declaration? Who's allowed?
Right. Okay, let's get into that. So
Yeah.
get this, the basic rule, this is from Article 4 of the General Export Directive, it sets the bar maybe surprisingly low. Basically, if you live in Turkey, you're a resident, and you have a tax number, well, you're legally good to go. You can file.
And that simple rule has a huge immediate consequence, which the sources point right at. It locks out non-residents completely. International companies without a local presence, they can't file.
Ah, okay.
So if you're looking to handle Turkish export procedures yourself, you must set up shop locally. You need a Turkish company, or at least a registered branch, to get that resident taxpayer status.
Okay, so establishing a local presence is step one. Once you do that, what are the absolute must-do things for that company to actually become a declarant? Our sources list 3 key requirements.
Yep.
Non-negotiable.
Yep. 3 hurdles. First one, naturally, is getting that local tax ID we mentioned, requirement 1.
Right.
And this ties right into the whole process of setting up the company itself. It's not just getting a number. You've got to register with the Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
And get approval through MERSIS. That's the online central trade registry system. It involves finalizing your company's articles of association, getting your NC's code sorted. That's your business activity code. All before that final tax number pops out. It's a process.
Wow. Yeah, sounds quite involved even before you get to customs itself. What's number 2?
Requirement 2 comes from a Customs General Communique, number 1. It mandates registration in the obligatory registration tracking system. It's run by the Turkish Customs Administration. Basically how the government tracks who's doing what.
Standard tracking system makes sense.
Yeah.
And requirement 3, you mentioned membership.
Yes, that's the interesting one. Requirement 3, you have to be a member of the Exporters Association. And you need to pay your dues.
Wait, really?
Yeah, that's based on code number 59 more no. It's required.
That is fascinating. The government requires you to join and pay an external association just to participate in trade. That's quite a control mechanism.
It absolutely is. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Technically, once a company jumps through those 3 hoops, Article 5 of the Turkish Customs Code says, okay, you can file your own declarations. You are not legally forced to hire a customs consultant or a broker.
So self-service is possible legally, but
Yeah.
there's always a but, right? What's the reality check here?
The reality check is massive, and it's why almost everyone uses brokers. Turkish customs law is incredibly complex. It changes all the time.
Right.
And the penalties for getting something wrong, they are severe, ruinous even.
Okay, let's talk penalties. Give us some examples. How bad can it get?
Well, okay, say you declare the wrong HS code, that's the harmonized system code classifying your goods. It's used worldwide.
Yeah.
If those goods ever get reimported, maybe a return or something, you could face a penalty 3 times the normal import duty just for that coding error.
Wow. Okay, that's huge.
Or, even more direct, you try to export something without getting the necessary preliminary permits first. The penalty is 1/10 of the FOB price.
1 cent, so 10% of the value of the goods.
Exactly. 10% free on board value. That's a massive hit before the goods even leave. And depending on the specifics, you could even face trial under the anti-smuggling law. The risks are just incredibly high.
So putting it all together for you listening, the system in Turkey technically lets you handle your own export declarations. But they've structured it so the cost of making a mistake is so catastrophically high that using an expert customs broker stops being optional. It's essentially mandatory financial insurance. You almost have to use one.
Precisely. And that leads to a final thought, maybe something to chew on. When you consider all these specific requirements, the mandatory association memberships, these particular digital registration systems, and these incredibly high penalties for errors,
Yeah.
how effectively does this whole setup really balance making trade easier, trade facilitation, with maintaining strict regulatory control? It's a real tightrope walk, isn't it?
Okay.
Definitely something we're thinking more about.